During the cleanup of the panel, as you can see, we lost a lot of the natural looking stones. We had to remove a lot of them. Some of them we can bring back creatively with just simply erasing elements on this layer, and some of them we can bring back simply by duplicating them, and this is what we are going to do in this lesson. So first of all, I have some stones that I can see I could bring back. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create the layer mask on this layer. I can also use eraser tool if I'm confident, but I believe using the layer mask now would be a little bit more secure. So to remind how layer mask works, when we create this, the layer mask is white, so all of the effect, everything on this layer is visible. When we invert this to the black, it's invisible. So I'm going to paint selectively with black color of the brush. I'm going to press X to reset this, or switch D to reset and X to switch. So I'm choosing the black color of the brush, and on this layer I'm going to paint carefully and bring back what I can without bringing back the bad things. And as you can see, I'm bringing back part of the panel, so I'm going to make the brush smaller and cover it, so I can make sure it does look natural. So here I have some of the bad things I brought as well, so painting over this. And there is quite a lot of stones that I need to bring back, and as you can see, all of the positions where I want to bring it back, very safe areas, not too close to the panel maybe, but we don't really need to think too much, because once we bring too much, we can always erase some of the things. So for example, we had these ones here, so it doesn't suit. I'm going to erase this once again, because I have new stones that I copied here, and here I'm too close to the panel. Let's have a look. I'm not going to bring back more here. I don't think it would look natural. I don't think it would have good value in it. On this side, let's have a look. I don't think on this side we can bring much more, but over here I believe I can bring something, especially here. Doesn't look nice. So just like this, bringing back the real stones that were lost. Let's go further. We have the ones here. I could even try to bring back this one, but have to be very careful on the edge. So don't go too far, as you can see. Bring back this shadow naturally, and over here on the top, just like this. So some of them here. It's also a slow process, but we can both agree it's much more pleasant than removing the panel. Here, nothing to do. I'm able to bring these ones here easily, but also you can see this area is not ideal. So I would like to probably do something different. I'm going to erase this area. Let's see if I can, and erase on the actual layer, and I will try to narrow this if I can. on the actual layer, just like this. So I think the shadow was just too big. Let me see if I can make it more natural. So brush, just softly here. And remove this part here. Some mistakes, it doesn't really look that great. So being closer to it and I'll try to polish it a little bit better. If these areas are too difficult, we can always, of course, give up on bringing back the stones. But I think these were worth it. It's not too difficult actually. That was just let's say it was my mistake. Another one here. Of course, on the just like this, very small, and one more that is here. Let me have a look if this is everything. So I believe this is all the major ones. Well, as I said, we didn't have to bring back as many as this. But now I'm going to do a little bit more exciting part, and we are going to create a new layer. I'm going to rename this as the stones, new stones. And this time, what I'm going to do, I'm going to work mainly with the healing brush. And let's have a look. Take the sample and copy the stone. It doesn't have to be one stone, so I would recommend you to take different stones just to make sure that it doesn't look too similar. So as you can see, some of them might get a little bit too dark in some areas, so make sure the area that you copied match or is similar to the starting area. So especially over here, it's I believe this is too empty. The surroundings are a little bit too empty. So what I'm doing here, as you can see, I'm trying to bring back some of the natural looking stones. Not all of them match, but some of them look absolutely perfect in this new environment. This one too dark, maybe this one too big instead. So as you can see, well, not the easiest task, but it's easy. Some of them more. This area look a little bit too similar. I was relying too much of the stones in certain area, and actually too many of them is the singles. So I really need to bring the group of the stones. I want these ones. Can we replace some others? And I think we can, and it looks absolutely perfect. Also need to make sure that the similar sharpness effect of the stones. So these ones here, as you can see, they're like out of nowhere. And they are not in the focus, so these ones bye-bye, because they don't seem to be belong in here because we have a different focal point. And now let's try to bring back some other that will match here. This one's here. Basically everything from this area we could use here. But of course we cannot really use the ones that are too dense to each other. Simply, if it's too dense, of course, like here, we cannot take the selective clone here. Really would like these ones to place somewhere here, but it doesn't feel necessarily right. So that's okay. Can make the smaller. Here, one, maybe close to this, another one. So we can take singles and actually try to build our own shapes over here. This one is too big. So let's take the similar ones here. And this one here maybe. And these two doesn't seem to be too sharp. Of course they don't belong here, so I'm going to erase them. Clean this one up. And these ones I also don't like. Even though they do belong here, I think we could actually make this a little bit better. So let's continue. One here. Just wrong layer. Just like this. I believe it looks so much better now. So this area got pretty full, quite repetitive. We could also, I believe, maybe make nicer diversity between the stones. And let's place this one here. Over here, they need to be blurred one. So I would take from this side over here. So you can see we can fill this up. And from here, we can always bring something here. And this one we can bring here. And this one here. This one here. As you can see, they match quite well. This one not necessarily. Right, this one here, this one here, and this one somewhere here, and this one though here, this one here, and this way, as you can see, the image making more sense. I got quite dense over here, but this is good because the image was quite dirty, so it didn't look right. And now, as we cover this with the stones, it's just nicer. Here, here, and of course this part over here, it's a little bit dirty. We need to find some of the stones. The stones are also not looking the best here. They need to be a little bit blurred as the other stones that we have. These ones I think I'm gonna remove. I try to bring this back, but I just don't feel it looks right. So let's create the new ones. When we get closer to the shadow, it might be a little bit troublesome because some of them are getting quite dark. So I would be careful here. See if we have somewhere here. I would like to take some stones from here, but the problem is they might be too big for this area. As you can see, it's easy to spot that this one doesn't belong here. But then I might be able to get some of them here. Here we don't have to pay attention to the shape because in this shadow we can't really spot that much. And this one here. So let's get a few more, and I think that would be it. This one I still didn't like the surrounding. Problem with, as you can see, I think just the problem is with the stone. So instead of the other one, let me try with this one. And this one's maybe too a little dark, but that's okay. And for now, I'm quite satisfied. I'm not going to create much more of them. I think we can make a crop, maybe cut something out, and that would look okay. So this is how we can replicate the stones to cover some of the empty spots that were the result of the previous retouch.